Hi. Yes, here at the restaurant, I always meet a lot of people, mostly working people from different ages, different industries. But last night, I met this old guy. He's so nice. He's one of our regulars, and he said he's retiring soon. And I said, "Oh, congratulations! Congratulations, because at least finally you are retiring." And he said, "Actually, I don't want to retire. I don't want to retire, but I could feel that the office talked to him, and it's like kind of like a sweetness talk to you, that they don't force you to retire, but if you could read between the lines, they want you bye-bye, bye-bye in the office." And then I told him, "Then you shouldn't retire." And then he said, "You know what, Melissa, when you are surrounded with these young kids who thinks they know better than you because what you have learned is so old school, they don't accept what your skills are. So it's so hard to like discuss to them that this is what I have learned, but they will tell you, but this is now is what is applicable to our work, not what you have learned before." So he retired. And you know what? Like, people could replace you like that no matter how much work you are in the company already, right? So you'll be a little lost on, especially when you're used to on just receiving instruction from a company. Like, when are you going to be your boss yourself? Imagine you committed your life there, and then you, to those who are new on my page, my name is Melissa. I'm a parent of two, originally from the Philippines, now living in Canada. And aside from running this online business, we have a restaurant as well. The restaurant we own, we took over 2019. We have no idea, we have no experience. My husband have experience in the kitchen, but how to run it and how to be your own boss, seriously, I have no idea. I know how to be an employee. I have that employee mindset, but mindset is very important when you're starting either an online or traditional business. Balkisu, what did you can you share to everyone? Like, how did you shape your mindset when you're starting an online business?
Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're connecting from. It's always a pleasure to be here, even though sometimes you're tired because we're humans. Trust me, we get tired, and
Oh,
sometimes you just
yes,
have
of
to be
course.
here. But it's a mindset shift for sure. My name is Balkisu. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. Career-wise, I'm a social worker, and I'm a proud digital business owner. Talking about mindsets, I know some people say, mindset again. Come on, it's all over and over again. But I say there's one thing that the Bible tells us is that as a man thinketh, so is he, right? So what we put in our mind, thoughts are so provoking in a sense that what we think, why do you think sometimes even mental issues are so predominant in society today? You can think yourself sick and you can think yourself well.
Mm,
You can think
yes,
yourself in
you're
progressing, you
right.
can think yourself poor. So they always
Mm.
talk about the mindset of the rich and the mindset of the poor. And I choose, and it's ultimately, it has to be a choice that you make individually and for yourself. I choose not to speak ill of myself. I choose not to say I am using the S word as people use. I choose not to say I am dumb. It's not a matter of being egoistic. It's a matter of the words that we speak, because when we speak out something, it goes into our mind, and that's it. That's what it is. It stays in there, no matter if we want it or not, unless we choose to think differently, right? So I choose to do something different. I choose to not live paycheck to paycheck. I chose not to have a different story for my family. Hence the reason why I decided to do this business. Because ultimately, the life we're living today is all about having that time flexibility, having that quality time for your family, and sharing those precious moments with the people that you care about. And I noticed that most of us were missing that. Missing that because we're leaving our kids in daycare. Missing that because we are focused on having two, three jobs. Missing that because those milestone moments, we're not able to be there for those milestone moments because we need to provide, because it's a necessity. We need to provide for our kids. And in order to provide for our kids, we need to find those jobs, and those jobs are taking us away from our family. I'm not saying a job is bad, and I want to reiterate that. But when you have an opportunity that you could flip your story of your life from one to from what it was to something better, it is a choice. There was not a, okay, what if? Yes, I was skeptical, but I wanted something different. And I had to change my mindset. The mindset that got me where I am or where I was then, I could not use the same mindset to take me to where I wanted to be, what I wanted to become. I had to change that. That's why I hopped into this business. Is it perfect? No. Is it a learning process? Sometimes, yes.
Mm.
It can be challenging, yes. But I see that it has made a difference in my life. And that's what I'm striving for, because I want to leave that legacy, build that wealth for not just for myself, but for my family. I can go on and on. When I tap into this.
That's good because we are listening. If to those who are actually watching, if you are really listening, then all the one that we share, it comes from our heart because we experience it firsthand. Me, my mindset is worse. Before I started the business, I always think of negative things. I always worry. And you know what they said? What the things that you worry, usually 95% of that is not really going to happen. So why worry? Turn those worry into prayers. That is what I usually like it takes practice for you to change something. Your habit, it takes, they said, at least 90 days for you to get used to. 90 days is actually difficult, especially if you're trying to discipline yourself. It's not easy.
Mhm.
It's very challenging actually. So yes, it's a matter of choice, like you mentioned. We were thinking before that because we read there's so many instances, right, that kids do something bad, if because and then they will blame the parents because the parents was not able to spend time with them. Okay, time, parents will work, right, for their kids. And like you said, we miss some milestones of our kids because we are always at work. But the decision will always be yours. It's so nice because in school, they will teach the kids. My Sophia was in grade 1, and they are actually teaching you that you are not the boss of me. I am the boss of me. So you have to choose. Teachers are teaching this in school. You have to choose whether do you want to be happy right now or do you want to be sad. You always have that option. So and then I also read something in a book. It says if you think positively, it will turns into emotions. Your emotions will turn into actions, then it will give you positive results. But if you think negatively, it will turn into negative emotions, then it will turn to negative actions. What are you going to get? So, of course, negative results. So, that is where you're going to switch your mindset. Every time, let's say, we kept on telling our group, right, that if you feel sad, listen to a music. If you don't like that music, change the station, change the radio station, change the music. It is the same on how you are going to think of your mindset. If you are sad, if you are feeling down, I'm not saying do not acknowledge it because there's also like something bad on that. Feel sad, yes, okay, acknowledge that. Then ask yourself, why are you sad? And then ask again, okay, you're sad because of this. And then why is it again? You try to keep on digging all those information from yourself until you realize, oh, okay, so I'm just being complicated. Acknowledge that feeling. Do not neglect that, because people usually suppress those feelings, and then they will explode after, because they're holding it too much. So yes, the mindset is a practice. It is a practice that you really have to challenge yourself to keep going. Keep going even if you don't see the result. That is what they said. If you don't see the result, it means God is like testing your faith on how are you going to hold on me even though you don't see results. And I
Yeah.
also read somewhere that it says God see your work. So there will be a time that God will not going to ask you to work more, because he knows you work hard already before. You work on that before. So next time, you'll just sit back and relax because you deserve it. You'll get
Mhm.
that success because you work hard on that before. God sees, God knows, God hears. God knows what you want. God will provide. Always. That's the reason why we call this podcast Stepping Out in Your Faith. Step out in faith.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what you mentioned there, talking about knowing your why, because it comes to the fundamental essence of why you're doing what you do. Know your why. Because I remember attending this conference once, and they were talking about seven. I don't know if you've heard about it, 7 levels deep. So you ask the one
Mhm.
question, why are you doing this?
Ah, yes.
And then when you have that answer, you go deeper. But tell me why you think it is because of that. And then
Yes.
you give an answer and then say, okay, because of what you just said, why specifically that? 7 levels deeper. And then you get to know the root cause of why you're doing what you're doing. And it comes with the willingness to be open, the willingness to learn, the willingness to say, you know what, I don't know it all, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to see why it's making me. Why am I stuck in the same situation year after year? Why am I accepting less for myself year after year? Why am I allowing people to treat me the way they treat me time over time over time again and again? It has to be with you. You have to really dig deep down, like deep down, and say, you know what, why? Why am I allowing this for myself? What can I do different? What are the changes that I'm willing to make to go from A to B? It might not be a significant change. It might not be something that is huge. It might be something that is small, but what am I willing to do? But it comes to the bare minimum, to the bare essence of knowing, you know what? Your why. You need to know your why. Because when you know your why, and you're willing to tap into the mindset that got you to where you are, I see it there. You're willing to tap into to what got you to where you are. Then you're willing to shift that thought process. So you know what, this mindset got me stuck where I am, living paycheck to paycheck, doing the 9 to 5, believing that I have to work for somebody else in order to get where I want to build wealth. The old form of order is no long, it's no more. 9 to 5 isn't going to get you where you want to go. If you are somebody who is ambitious enough to want to progress in life, I'm not saying not, we are not saying quit your 9 to 5, but step out of that comfort zone. Step out to something different, something new, something that you've never done before, and see what the outcome is going to be. Because you never know what you're capable of until you step out of your comfort zone, right? We're sometimes looking through the lenses of old times, or we're looking through the lenses of others, what others have gone through. But you need to keep in mind for yourself and for your loved ones and for what you have to go through tomorrow or the day after. What lens are you looking through? Like I have my glasses right now. If I am to take the lens that I'm using and give it to Melissa for her to look through, it's going to be hard on her eyes because that's not her lens. This is mine. It was made for me. So you have to look through your own lens, through your own situation, through your own experiences, and say, you know what, this is what I have experienced. This is what got me where I am today. And what am I willing to do to change the trajectory of my life to get me to where I want to go, to get me to what I want to become? And it's all left with you. It's a mindset shift. Until you get that light bulb moment, they call it, the peripheral moment. It's like,
The aha moment. Aha! Aha!
yes,
Your
I
aha
get
moment.
it. Yes, I get it. You will still remain stuck. There's so many people that are watching us day in and day out. Some are popping in and some are popping out and say, okay, here they go again. But in the next few years, when you are laid off from your job, or in the next few years, when you're looking at your bank account and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and in the next few years, on the next few months, you're looking back and say, I wish I had known. Because most time I want to talk to my Sierra Leonean family and my African brothers and sisters. Most of us here, we come here to this Western world because we wanted to live a better life for ourselves. And we're going around social media and we're seeing all these people talking for us here, Melissa and I, talking about what our business is doing for people and the change it's doing for people, right? And you're sitting there and you're saying, what, okay, I'm here, they go again. I'm going to wait and see how far they're going to go. It might be too late. It's not a matter of a scary tactics. It might be too late. I was listening to this. I listened to investment because I'm always, I believe that I've not arrived. So I'm always looking at opportunities to grow. I was listening to this guy. It's called Anthony O'Neill. It's a place at the table. I was listening to him and he's talking about the mentality and the mindset of what got us where we are today. And people are always looking and waiting for people to get somewhere before they jump in. And somebody was talking about stocks. It says there was this specific stocks. I'm not going to name the stocks. There's this specific stocks. To say 10 years ago, if you had invested, hi Gabriel, if you had invested 10,000, if you had invested 10,000 on that stocks 10 years ago without doing anything at all, you would have been a millionaire today. 10 years ago, this specific stocks, if you had invested 10,000 in that stock 10 years ago without doing anything, you would have been a millionaire today because of the rate that the stock went up. So that's why people are out there, people are seeing, people are scrolling by. We have an opportunity for you. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you have an opportunity today to tap into something that is changing the lives of so many people. People are that are able to pay off their debts in record time. People are able to pay off like mortgages in record time. Here it's like 25 to 30 years. People are doing that in less than a quarter of that, sometimes in 5 years, sometimes in 2 years, sometimes two mortgages, because of what this business potential has and what it has done for many people. People are quitting their jobs because not that some of them like their jobs and they're still keeping their jobs while they're doing this. You can do this part-time, you can do this full-time if you choose to. Or start something. Change your mindset. What got you where you are today will not be able to take you to what you want to become or where you want to go. It has to be a mindset shift. So, as the Bible tells us, as a man thinketh, so is he. So, what are you thinking of yourself? Are you thinking that you're poor? Are you thinking that it's for somebody else and it's not for you? Are you thinking that you cannot get there? Are you thinking that you do not have enough funds? Are you thinking that, you know what, it is what it is, as people will always say? No, it's not what it is. It's a choice. And the ball is in your court today. The ball is in your court today. What do you want for yourself? And what are you willing to do legally to make that change? Start small. Go ahead, register for that free information in either Melissa's website or message Melissa or myself. Enter your name and your email address. Get that information that could change your life, not just for yourself, but that for your family and your loved ones so that you can leave a legacy and build wealth for generations yet unborn.
That's hard to top off, right? You almost says everything. That is so good. Yes, leave a legacy. And for those who are actually busy mom, let's say like me, like Belkisu, I also read somewhere that the not the worst, how you look at life is when you are at the stage wherein you are a parent yourself, you see your kids, and your parents are still alive. So you see a pattern there. You see how time flies. You see that this were you before. You're a child, and then now you're a parent, and soon you'll be a parent yourself. I mean, to those of you who are actually wanting to give a better life to their parents, just a thank you, not as a responsibility or because it's your obligation. It is actually tough when you already have your own family and you're still wanting to help your parents, right? So one paycheck will never be enough. Look at this opportunity, and like we always said, like Balkiso said, you can do this part time for a long term because has been in the industry for 50, almost 51 years. It's already there. Where are we on those years, right? I've been only in the online business, the online industry for over 2 years now. But like I said, I should have started it earlier. But of course, we have different story. We have different situation. We didn't believe this business exists before, but we jump in, we check the opportunity, like how we started. We register on our website, on the website, check the free opportunity. We started scared, we started messy, we learn along the way. So you see for yourself as well, maybe this is the business that you are praying for. It kept on showing up your at your news feed, but you never give it a chance. Give it a try. Nobel Kiso, what kind of person you will be working on, you will see her all on her page. Same with me on this page. You would see me sharing what my experiences on this online business, sharing people's success. There's like almost 300,000 business owners on our community and successful. Most of them started with no experience. Some of them started really, really shy. Some like you said, those so we could go and on and on and on. But yes, check this opportunity because this might be something that you are praying for. Just take a look.
Absolutely. And I will just leave this quote with them for everybody that's here, that's listening to this. Look through your lens, not the lens of others. Okay.
Yes,
It's
I
a
love
mindset,
that when you said that. If you give me your lens, then I won't be able to see it because it's your lens. I love that. I love
yeah,
the analogy on that. I like it.
yeah. So I say it's the way you think decides how you show up. So change the lens, and suddenly, what felt possible becomes your next move. Same life, same circumstances, different mindset, and different results. So it's up to you. The ball is in your court. Go ahead, register for that free information. Get the details that you need. Make that life changing decision for yourself and your family, and step out in faith. If you think that this is beneficial to anyone else, please feel free to share. If you need any more communication or any more information, feel free to go to our website, or you can DM us so that we can chat with you. But until next time, step out in faith. God bless you all. Bye for now.